ಸೊ ಜಗದಿತಾಯ ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಜಗದಿತಾಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಜ್ಞಾನದ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಆತ್ಮನೋ ಮೋಕ್ಷಾರ್ಥಂ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಆತ್ಮನೋ ಮೋಕ್ಷಾರ್ಥಂ? ಲಿಬರೇಷನ್, ಮುಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ನಾವು liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Again and again we go through cycle of birth and death. That is called punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Again cycle we go through. We have to come out of the cycle. That's called freedom. That's called mukti. Mukti is two types. Mukti in the domain of form and mukti in the domain of formless. Mukti is in the domain of form is called Sayujya Mukti. Mukti with the God. Mukti in the domain of formless is called Videha Mukti or Jivan Mukti. So what exactly is Mukti? Mukti is freedom from the suffering caused by the mind. Our mind is our bondage. Mana eva karanam Manushanam Bandha Moksha. Mind causes the bondage. And liberation also can happen in the mind. But liberation is not for the mind, liberation from the mind. Liberation from the mind. Bondage is in the mind. Liberation also happens in the mind. But bondage and liberation are not for the mind, for the Jivatma. Okay? So Atma is free. Jiva is the consciousness identified with the body. The Jivatma seeks liberation. The conscious being seeks the liberation, not the mind. The mind is the craving. I want liberation. Ultimately, Jivatma seeks the liberation. Using the mind, Adnana is removed in the mind. Finally, it is the Jivatma which gets the liberation. So, Jiva is the consciousness identified with the body. Now, who is seeking liberation? Who is seeking mukti? Body cannot see liberation. Body cannot seek liberation because body is jada, inert. Mind cannot seek liberation because mind is a flow of thoughts. Mind is a river. There's no such thing called solid thing called mind. It is a Jivatma which is identified with the mind, has to recognize I am Paramatma. But recognition has to happen using the mind, with the help of the mind. You have to recognize, and Jivatma is the one who is becoming free. So there is no liberation for the body, there is no liberation for the mind, but there is liberation from the mind. For whom? Jivatma. Become free from the identification of the mind. Right? So the Jivatma is what is seeking liberation. There are many people who give a wrong teaching. Who is seeking liberation? After liberation, there is nobody. Yes, there's no body. Nobody who is identified with the body. Okay? Now that's we think, oh, there's a shunya, vacuum. No. It's a Jivatma which enjoys the liberation, mukti. So far, Jivatma was suffering with the body, identified with the body. So Jivatma attains supreme bliss, Parashanti. It is the Jivatma who is seeking liberation from the identified mind. Identified with the mind. So that has to happen at two levels. That buddhi has to be purified, clarified, and mind has to be purified. Purity of the intellect, clarity of the intellect, and purity of the heart is freedom. And what is Jivan Mukti? Jivan Mukti is not an experience. It is the equanimity to all aspects of life. Sthita Pratnatva. Dukeshu Anudigmanaha Sukeshu Vigataspraha Vita Raga Bayakrodaha Sthitadi Mulruchade. The complete total equanimity to everything happening in the world, everything happening in the body-mind complex is called mukti. Now, you cannot attain mukti because you are already mukta. All of us are mukta by our nature, essential nature. Mukti is your essential nature. You cannot get mukti because what you get, you lose. Okay? So, mukti is clarity of the intellect, purity of the heart, which will progressively free you from identification with the body-mind complex. For that, what is the way? Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa. The role of Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasa you have to understand. Shravana matrena muktihi. Mukti means through listening only. Because mukti is not an attainment. I'll get mukti is not possible. Mukti, you have to recognize that you are mukta. That's why mukti is through listening. Shravana matrena. Where is our Shravan Kumar? Okay, the Shravana matrena, the moment you listen, you'll become mukta. And such a person who becomes mukta by listening something is called Shravana Kumara. Born out of listening. So why born out of listening? Because mukti is not an attainment. Mukti is not what you get. Mukta is your nature. So you have to understand your nature, that's all. Then what is this? All this purification, that is actually gradual purification. There are two ways for gradual purification. What is that? Manana, Nididhyasa. So Manana and Nididhyasa is not for getting mukti. Manana and Nididhyasa is purification of backlog. It's for Vasana Akshaya. So already a deposit is there. So far we have lived in the ignorance. So that has to be cleared through Mana. It's like backlog clearance. Right? In our engineering exam, somebody fails for 5 semesters, 3 semesters, 7 subjects. He has to clear his backlog. That backlog clearance process is called Nididhyasa. Okay? Nididhyasa is not for liberation. Mukti is through Dnana. Nahi Dnanena sadasham pavitrameva vidute. Dnana only purifies you. So Dnana is purification process. Okay? Mukti happens because of Dnana. Backlog clearance happens through Nididhyasa and Karma Yoga, service. Both are important. Why? Service is important because bondage happened to you because of Kamya Karma. And the body is the bondage. Okay? Now what you have done here, the body which doesn't belong to you, body which belongs to Prakriti, you have taken as mine. So now you have to say, this doesn't belong to me. Okay? Whatever is happening in the body-mind complex is done by the divine. Naham karta, harideva karta. The functioning of the body-mind complex is happening because of God's will. The body doesn't belong to me. Then who does it belong to? It belongs to Prakriti. So I have to give back, return back. That returning back process is called Seva. The body is so far used for selfish purpose. When you start using the body for selfless purpose, so that's where you are returning back. So this is the purification process. Nididhyasa and Seva is the purification process. Nididhyasa is internal purification. Seva is purification and giving back to society what I had stolen from the Prakriti. Body and mind, I had taken from the Prakriti. I have said body is mine, body is me, which is false. I have to give back. So, understand the divine is working through the body-mind complex, offer it back to Seva. So, the Seva purifies, Nididhyasa purifies, Dana liberates. Shravana matrena mukti. No, one day I'll get Dana, one day I'll get mukti. False. You cannot get mukti. Because you are already mukta. Your job is to clear the pending vasanas. Okay? That is to clearance. Nididhyasa. The pending vasanas can be cleared through upasana, Nididhyasa, or pending vasanas can be cleared through Seva. Or combination of both. Service. So this is the process of mukti. Shravana for mukti, Manana Nididhyasa, and Seva for purity. So out of that, there's a difference. Nididhyasa, Manana and Nididhyasa is to clear the backlog. So far I have done. Karma Yoga is to prevent future accumulation. Karma Yoga is, the moment you start doing karma, Naham Karta, Harineva Karta, you don't accumulate future karma. Also, you'll accumulate, burn some past karma. Nididhyasa is to burn past karma. Karma Yoga is to burn some past karma and stop any karma, future karma, accruing to him. So this is the process of Atma Dnana, Jivan Mukti, and after that person leaves the body, he becomes Videha Mukta. So it's always very important that every day we offer respects to Guru Parampara, who has given this Atma Dnana to him, Atma Dnana to us. The only country which has done so much of work, so much of understanding of realization, enlightenment is India, Bharata. And many, many great Mahatmas have contributed to this. Every day morning, first thing we have to do is offer respect to them, Guru Parampara. Instead of spending our time on wasting our idle thoughts, we should be grateful to Sanatana Dharma, Guru Parampara, and we have to be grateful to be born in such a country where karma and dharma is given to us by birth. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavat Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Akanda Mandalakaram Vyaptam Yena Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yena Tasmai Gurave Namaha. Which country gives you dharma and moksha by birth? Bharata. Karma Yoga, dharma and moksha. This is our culture. If you are born in some country, other country, they are bhoga bhumis. This is Jnana Bhumi. This is Karma Bhumi. To take a birth in this country is a punya. It's a punya. You are punya. And to remember Shankaracharya and Guru Parampara is out of gratefulness. You have to start living in gratefulness. It's not a ritual. So by remembering them, they will not benefit. By remembering them, you will be filled with the gratitude. What you have got, what we have got, a gift by birth. There are many people who are born with a golden spoon, rich parents, rich grandparents. Actually, in our country, India, we are born free from shackles, free from bondage, because by birth, dharma, karma, and jnana is gifted to us. Let us pay respect to our Matrabhumi, Guru Parampara. And every day, every minute, let us remember the gratefulness. All regret in our life is false. The past and future. The people who are born in this country are Mukta Jivas. Pay respect to this Guru Parampara. Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditaya. Atmano Mokshartam Jagaditaya and ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಸರ್ವಿಸ್ ಸೇವಾ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ. ಆತ್ಮನ ಮೋಕ್ಷಾರ್ಥಂ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ನನಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕೆ? ಪುನರಪಿ ಜನನಂ ಪುನರಪಿ ಮರಣಂ ಪುನರಪಿ ಜನನಿ ಜಡರೇ ಶಯನಂ. ಪುನಃ ಹುಟ್ಟೇ ಇದೆ ನಾವು ಬಂಧನಕ್ಕೆ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಅಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ. ಆ ಅಜ್ಞಾನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದು ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ? ಶ್ರವಣ ಮಾತ್ರೇಣ ವೇದಾಂತ ವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನ ಗುರುಮುಖೇನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ಮುಕ್ತಿ. ಮುಕ್ತಿಗೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾವು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಾಟ್ ಯು ಗೇನ್. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ನೀವು ಪಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲ. ನಾನು ಮುಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಮುಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ವೇದಾಂತ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಹಿ ಜ್ಞಾನೇನ ಸದೃಶಂ ಪವಿತ್ರನೇ ಓದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು. ಜ್ಞಾನಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಪವಿತ್ರ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರವಣದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಿ. ಗುರುಮುಖೇನ ವೇದಾಂತ ವಾಕ್ಯ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾನು ಮುಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಲಾಗ್ ಇದೆ. ಏನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಲಾಗ್? ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿವಸ ವಾಸನೆಗಳು ಸಂಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದನ್ನ ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸದಿಂದ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದನ್ನ ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗದಿಂದ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಸೇವೆಯಿಂದ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸದಿಂದ ವಾಸನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಕಳ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು ಪಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಮಾತ್ರ, ಶ್ರವಣ ಮಾತ್ರ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರವಣದಿಂದ ನಾನು ಮುಕ್ತ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ವಾಸನೆಯನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಹಿಂದೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ವಾಸನೆ ಶೇಖರ ಆಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಒಳಗೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಖಾಲಿ ಮಾಡಿ ನಿಧಿಧ್ಯಾಸ. ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು? ದೇಹ ನಾನು ಅನ್ನೋ ಭ್ರಮೆ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ದೇಹ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ದೇಹ ನಂದು ಅಲ್ಲ, ದೇಹ ಅದು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಗೆ ಸೇರಿದ್ದು. ಆ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಸೇರಿದ ದೇಹ ನಾನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಅಜ್ಞಾನ. ನಾನೆಂಬುದು ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಈ ದೇಹ ಮನಬುದ್ಧಿ ನಾನಲ್ಲ, ಸಚಿದಾನಂದಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವನಾತ್ಮಾನಿ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ ಶಿವೋಹಂ. ಈ ಜ್ಞಾನದಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮಗಳ ವಾಸನೆಗಳ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು, ಕಡೆಗೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಕರ್ಮ ಮಾಡೋದು ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನ್ ಕರ್ತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಮೊದಲು ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ಲಾಗ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರೆನ್ಸ್, ಕಡೆಗೆ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ ಕರ್ಮ ಸ್ಟಾಪಿಂಗ್, ಅದು ಕರ್ಮಯೋಗ. ನಾಹಂ ಕರ್ತ ಹರಿದೇವ ಕರ್ತ, ಈ ಜೀವನ. ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಮುಕ್ತಿ ನಾನು ಪಡೆಯುವುದಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಮುಕ್ತ ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಇಷ್ಟವರೆಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು, ಕೊಳೆ ಕಳಿಬೇಕು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದೇ ಮುಕ್ತಿ. ಆತ್ಮನು ಮೋಕ್ಷಾರ್ಥ ಜಗತ್ತಾಯ. ಇದು ಭಾರತ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಭೂಮಿ. ಬೇರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ದೇಶಗಳು ಭೋಗ ಭೂಮಿ. ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಲೇ ಭೋಗ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದಾಗಿಂದ ಧರ್ಮ ಕರ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನಗಳ ಸಂಯೋಗ ಇದು ಭಾರತ. ಬೇರೆ ಯಾವ ದೇಶನೂ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ನಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದಿನ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿನ್ನದ ಚಮಚ ಬಾಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಗೋಲ್ಡನ್ ಸ್ಪೂನ್ ಹುಟ್ಟುತ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಶ್ರೀಮಂತನ ಮಗ ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ಧರ್ಮ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಕರ್ಮ ಅನ್ನುವ ವಜ್ರದ ಗಣಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದ್ರ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾವ್ ಏನ್ ಪಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನು ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಜೀವನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಗುರು ವಂದನೆ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವ್ರಿಗೇನಾಗಲ್ಲ, ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನ್ ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದೆ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದನ್ನ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಂಗನ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯ ಅಂತ, ಆ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದು, ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾರತದವರಿಗೆ ಜನ್ಮಸಿದ್ಧ ಹಕ್ಕು, ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದು. ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅದು, ಬೇರೆ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟವಾಗಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಗುರು ವಂದನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. ಸದಾಶಿವ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ಶಂಕರಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಮಧ್ಯಮ ಅಸ್ಮದಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಪರ್ಯಂತ ವಂದೇ ಗುರು ಪರಂಪರಾ ಶ್ರುತಿ ಸ್ಮೃತಿ ಪುರಾಣಾನಾಂ ಆಲಯಂ ಕರುಣಾಲಯಂ ನಮಾಮಿ ಭಗವತ್ಪಾದಂ ಶಂಕರಂ ಲೋಕಶಂಕರಂ ಅಖಂಡ ಮಂಡಲಾಕಾರಂ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಂ ಯೇನ ಚರಾಚರಂ ತತ್ಪದಂ ದರ್ಶಿತಂ ಯೇನ ತಸ್ಮೈ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರವೇ ನಮಃ.